Good evening, boys. That's Canada. Getting hit with the remnants of the hurricane. Guys. Here we go. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. Just really quick before we get started here, another site I like to visit is this live stream meteors. Live meteors live stream. Okay. Perseid meteor showers are going on right now, and you can see them over here on this instrument. And we just had an event here, a weird event that just happened on this not normal readings here. Where'd that go? About 10 minutes ago? We'll come back here and we'll find it here in a little bit. All right. But another instrument that we'll be checking out here in the future. Okay. We'll get familiar with it. Okay. As we get started here, please, Lord, can we have this? There we go. Come on, Google. Oh. Well, I had it all lined up here for us. Jesus, can we have our show back here? How about this? Give me just 1 second. Lord, please. Come on now. There we go. All right, here we are. August 11th, 2024 here. And what I want to do is go ahead and slide up there, show you the date up at the top here first. All right, and while that's loading up, and just take a moment here to thank everybody for taking a moment of their time to be here with this precious family, even in replay. Okay. I go on late at night, so I don't expect a lot of people here all the time. So, anyways, here we go. There's our loop playing. And just wanted to say, this is a very precious family. And when you make it to the end of the show, I think you might understand why. Okay, so here we are, August 11th, 2024, our big event going on. You can see the little satellites trailing with it. We took a peek at this last night because it happened to be the first thing that happened And we got a little glimpse at this last night. So let's go ahead and freeze on the opening frame. Okay, here we are, 024, August 11th, 2024. And you can see as we go through this little satellite moon or whatever accompanying this, probably out, on the outer orbit, reacts with the sun first. Then you can see our object back to here with the little trailing satellite moon. We went into detail on that one last night. Right here. Where to go? Let's capture this if we can. There you can see the little moon like grabbing some plasma and stuff. Then back behind here is our bigger object going around, probably right around there. Let's see if we can go a couple more frames before it goes out of frame. Okay. Kind of going out of frame, but your bigger object in the background here, we're trailing little satellites. Boom. And the one that came out before it, you can see it blossoming over here on this side. Okay, and that was last little glimpse last night. Now, we left off right about there, so let's proceed forward. You can see a little extra halo, not halo, but another CME kind of connect with this coming out the side there. So partial halo there. Clearly see this object. Right there you can see it. Right there you can see it. Here, let's get up close and friendly with it, shall we? Because it's going to have a little face that says, "Hi, how you doing?" What? You can't see the face on it? Here, let me get in a little tighter for you. There you go. What, are you blind? There's two eyes, a nose, a mustache, little horns, and there's a face right there on that object. Okay, how do I say this? The structure of a face is a mathematical design, okay? The eyes are a certain distance from the mouth, the nose are all proportional. If you're an artist and you try to draw a face, it's very hard, okay? Especially a three-dimensional face that has depth in it, okay? All right, so this is not a coincidence of dots coming together to make a face. Okay, the proportions are just right. It's a three-dimensional face. It is clearly there. And this isn't the first time. I mean, we've seen plenty of these faces coming out of here, okay? But there's a nice crystal clear one right there. All right. And come over to the instrument. I dare you to come over here yourself. Click on here. We'll find the frame, and you can zoom in on your own. And there's other stuff going on back here too. But you don't want to see that. Just that one right there clearly has a face on it. Okay. And it's probably representing who resides on this planet or whose planet this is. It's a symbol or whatever. I showed you UFOs that had a dragon symbol accompanying them. Okay, so one of these objects, like I said, just a lot of this stuff, what you don't know is the spiritual events. All right, there it is right there. Here, let me unzoom a little bit more. We'll go back to just our regular reporting here. Maybe we'll come back to that in the spiritual report. All right, so proceeding on out, it's this object, okay? Let me just scooch this down a tad bit more because it can. All right, so there's that event. A little squirt out the side down here, something else trailing along with it. Something round, spherical sticking out over there. Here, wait, go back. See that right there? Just kind of sits there. We're almost done. Okay, so that was the end of the loop. Little face on that one too. I'm gonna have a busy week. Okay. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. There's things out there that are going on. I protect you from things that you don't know about or that you're starting to learn about right here. Okay. And there's one that's captured pretty clear. I mean, we've seen these things before. The spiritual realm is real. Okay. Lose electromagnetic residue on digital equipment, well, even on pictures and stuff like that as well. Okay, I'll let you be the judge of that. Here, we'll even go. Can we do that? What's this one? No, not too well, but it's good enough. You can see it right there. Okay, the dimensions, the proportions to draw a face perfectly, especially three-dimensional, is the odds are, billions to one to get it just right. All right, so it's not a fluke that it looks like that. All right, it's not pareidolia, and it's not it's not NASA doing it either. I don't even think they see that stuff. They don't, well, they probably got other equipment that sees even more. And there's other stuff in there too. You can go hunting around, but you better have a pretty strong faith, okay? So there's your activity. Go ahead and put that back into motion and then let you guys watch that for a second here while I reload this tripod a little better. There we go. Wow. Quite a little surprise there. I wasn't even expecting that. I didn't even check this instrument yet. I just finished praying for us. All right, please, Lord, let this work. So, coming back over here, here's your solar ham, and here's your auroras. All right, this was just a little bit red, a little darker red down here a little while ago, and this is still nice and bright red. Okay, so we're having quite a little absorption event. Okay, and you see the red in there, and then here we are on the KP with the KP is 6.5, and that's orange. We got red in here, so we're probably going to see a 7 or above here on the next reading because that was a pretty bright impact. I wish I had just the last few frames ago because it was a little brighter. All right, but let's go back to our regular report here. Let me scooch just a tad bit better for you guys. There we go. So our solar flux indice is dropping a little bit. It's at 282. It's still way high. I mean, over 200 is high, okay? 282 is way high. I mean, we saw 336 on this thing, and that was just amazing. Meanwhile, our sunspot number count dropping by 40. We're in the yellow now, down to 140. The area is still in red, but it's dropping. 130 is little points or whatever there is pretty good. Meanwhile, we're just going to come on over and get her done. Whoops. Guys, I can feel you. I know. Okay, so this looks old still too. 3777, kind of clearing the KP or the IMF line. Meanwhile, 3780 kind of getting past MIG disc now and starting to head over towards this well, our little danger zone off to the side here, the where our IMF line hooks up. A little close configuration, too close for comfort right there for me. Okay, so everybody just hold on tight, have some faith, and just be ready in case anything happens. All right. Meanwhile, the other side of it over here is getting pretty strong as well, but that's not the concern really. Our concern is 3784 at the moment. Very, very strong. And it's got a very close proximity here with another strong field right there. So that sucker's ready to go at any moment. Whatever's there's something further out away from the sun, its magnetic field, I think, is inducing this thing. And this. Watch this. Here, let me pull. Wait. This one too, 3787. It's not strong, but they're dark. The blue's dark, the red's dark, and they're close together. It's not a very strong or big one, but some complexity there. Okay, very, very busy sun. Okay, we at 200? Yeah, I think so. All right, so let me just slide now. Whoa, don't fall off the table, you guys. All right, and there we go. So there's your activity today. A little lower solar flux, okay, overall. And then we had our little hiccup right there. All right. But that's not the whole event. It was all up here. That big object and all the moons and stuff was this. So this doesn't really necessarily reflect the activity that we saw, but this does reflect the activity between us and the sun. Okay. Then we're going into this little swoop down here and then coming back up. That's going into tomorrow. Would you like to take a little peek into see what that is right there going on tomorrow? No, you don't. You don't want to go see this? Well, tough. We're going to do it anyway. You guys are good sports. I tell you that much. Hard to find anymore. All right, here we are, 812. Not much to look at. Good. Last night when we looked at that, that was a little too much. So we already had our shocker for the night anyways, that face. Oh, good. Jimmy's here. Cindy's here. Michelle. Okay, good. Leslie. Yay. All right. Cool. Among friends. All right. So, not much to look at there. Let me pull back here and get this fluxer going. All right. August 12th, G2 still. We're currently in G2. All right, this yellow or orange bar right here, but I have a feeling it's going to go higher to G3 because we had red right in there. In fact, I know we probably will. Anyways, let's continue on. X flare potential 30%. Okay, still above 25. It's elevated there. M flare dropped from 80 to 75. Okay, so the solar flux dropping is slowly dropping the M flare potential, but not the X flare potential because we have those two sunspots right here that are so close together. Okay, is that the sun sticking its tongue out at us right there? Right here in the blue? The puppy dog. See the two eyes? Nose and the tongue sticking out, little ears. Wow. Are you okay? You could tell God's handiwork. I mean, only God could put a painting on the sun like that. That is three-dimensional: eyes, nose, ears, tongue, mouth open. Does anybody see this little dog face right here. An eye, the nose. Here's the tongue sticking out. Little ear flopping down here. Other ear going over the other side here. That is awesome. All right, let's move on. I know why he loves dogs, because they're loyal. Unconditional love. All right, here we go. Let's get into 3784 beta gamma delta. 3780 still beta gamma delta, and 3777 declining at down to beta gamma. Good news on that one, finally declining. Meanwhile, absorption. I am a stickler for absorption, and we are going to rock and roll now that we've absorbed some energy. Wait until the red readings show up in this X flare. I think this is what's hitting us right now. When we had these red readings for a little bit there, go ahead and pop this open again. See, it's diminishing here, but you still see a little bit of red on the south, the southern Aurora Australis. And I purposely misspelled this. I called this Forealis. For real is. Forealis. Go look at the title. You'll see for real is the way I spelled it. Forealis. Aurora for real is. Okay, here's your Aurora Forealis. Some red readings there. We took on some energy. This gets diverted down to the core. The core will heat, swell, grind. Magma will heat, swell, push on the underside of the crust, and we will be shaking, baby. But don't let your faith be shaken. Okay? Now, let's move on here. August 12th, your moderate G2 storm observed. The moderate G2 geomagnetic storming observed thanks to ongoing CME effects with the solar wind stream environment. Plasma density and speed are at enhanced levels, and the BZ-IMF component continues periodically to point south. Should the BZ remain tipped south for a period of several hours, strong G3 storm conditions could be observed, which I think we saw. But this is not for certain. Okay, this is, this was updated at 1:55 UTC. We'll see. The KP of 6, but I think we're going to see higher because I saw red on that map. Anyways, should the BZ remain tipped south for a period of several hours, strong G3 magnetic conditions could be observed, but this is not for certain. Aurora sky watchers are at middle to high latitude should be alert. Really quick on this article. Also below is a look at the visible solar disk on Sunday. There you go. Let's see if we can get something right about there's good. Okay, 3780, the big monster, 77.7. Okay, and then this little region up there, and then 3784. But what I wanted to show you was look, solar activity during the past 24 hours was moderate levels with only a couple of low-level M flares detected, and AR 3780 remains the main source of activity with 777 chipping in with minor C flares. Now let's open the tracker, do some track-lacking since we're lacking some tracking. What the? Okay, let's open up the real deal here. Wow. Okay, here's Earth. 10, 11, 12, 10, 11, 12. Same thing that we saw last night. I thought this was another round. I'm like, oh no. Whew. So we just endured the 10th, 11th. Here we go into the 12th. I showed you we were having strong auroras at the moment. They were even stronger before. They're tapering off now, is what looks to be tapering off. So X13, nope. I don't want to go any further than that. Okay, let's get into solar or spaceweather.com. Sorry. So geomagnetic storms are underway. Earth is experiencing G2 class geomagnetic storms August 12th as we move through the wake of a CME that struck over the weekend. NOAA models are correct. 2 more CMEs could arrive before the day is over, extending the storm and possibly boosting it to Category 3. I think that's what just happened because we saw some red in those auroras, okay? Now, auroras in the USA, as predicted, a CME hit Earth on August 10th. The impact was weak. At first, it did not cause a geomagnetic storm. However, as Earth moved deeper into the CME's magnetized wake, a G1 class storm began. Kind of intensified all the way up to 3. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's some beautiful pictures right there. I wish I could get my filters on my phone to capture color like that. I got one of the best phones around. I don't get it. It's just my luck, I guess. All right, let's move on. Over here, I gotta talk softer. My own voice is shaking my heart. Whew. Okay. So, pretty smooth continuity after our event last night. Okay, we're moving right along. We had a little bit of grinding right here. I was expecting a little bit more, but now that we've had this G2, G3, whichever it's going to end up being here, this geomagnetic storm, and within maybe 12 hours here, I expect to see some kind of grinding event going on, pressure building, okay? And once pressure builds and that grinding starts, then it expands outward up towards the underside of the crust, and within another day or so, we could even start seeing it sooner than a day. But we'll start seeing an increase in activity in volcanoes, earthquakes, and SO2 emissions because the pressure down below will increase when this energy makes it to the core. So far, right now, pretty smooth day, a few little skid marks, but nothing too bad. Oh my. All right, so I got it set up here. Oh, I wish my voice was different. Rattle in my chest. Okay. Okay. Moving on. Let's come on over to here where looks like we mean business. This is here, let's put the wind back on. This just hit Japan, okay? Just crossed the island, just whooped Japan's ass right there. Sorry. Pray for the people of Japan. They just got walloped with a earthquake down here. Now they just got their storm hit right there. And look what's brewing out here and back here. I might have to whisper during the show because the bass in my voice is like rattling my heart. Meanwhile, we have this configuration going on over on this side. Okay. And let's get into the sandstorm. Okay. Big old arm flexing its muscle like a bodybuilder right here. You can see the shoulder and the arm, fist reaching back, flexing. And a bunch of the sand getting pulled off. We have this rotation right here has grabbed a bunch of the sand. Let me just leave that alone for a minute. All right. You can see there's, whoops, sorry. There's been a little break in the sand right here. We're starting to see little storms starting to curl up here and take form. Okay, because there's a break in the sand. So we might have a little hurricane form in that zone. Hopefully the sand overpowers it and kind of quenches it. Looks like it's trying its best to kind of wrap it up while the thing itself is trying to clear air. They're fighting each other. You got one fist coming over and another fist coming up. It's like a yin yang type thing. Meanwhile, you can see this ribbon of sand getting pulled up through this conveyor belt system, okay? Let's go backwards. Here you can see some of it get pulled up into England. Over here, Saudi Arabia. The Gobi Desert is kind of calmed down. It's still got a couple little patches there, but all in all, let me play that wind pattern there for you. Okay, so there's your sandstorm. Thankfully, the sand coming off of Africa, even though it's a sign that there's problems, it is quenching some of the hurricane productivity. Ow. Okay, here we are. America, nation divided. One side bleeding out over here, lots of CO2 emissions. Otherwise, over here, CO2 emissions are perforations in the crust where we're seeing volcanic activity. Okay, there you go. Oh my goodness. How am I going to do this, Lord? Okay, now as we get into the fire report, as you can see, a lot of these fires are being started by this SO2. Okay. This gas comes out of the ground so hot that it causes spontaneous combustion of the surrounding vegetation, sparking wildfires. Not every site, but you can see it's an issue. Do you sound insane? I don't know. Most people are insane, you know that, right? Okay, here we go. There's all this. Sports has been corrupted too. I know, it's so sad. But we'll talk about that stuff later in the spiritual report. Meanwhile, fire activity kind of picking up over here in this eastern Oregon little plume site right there. Okay, we coming down California. There's your fire, the park fire kind of, the plume is diminishing in intensity, but look at this. Here's a new dark spot with a fire right off of this river. Where are we? Give me this. Is this the point? Yeah, there's the Bay Area down here. We come up here. I think, ow. I think this is the point where Oregon and Washington meet. Yeah. We'll go check this in a minute here, but we have a new emission site with a fire right there, right on the river here. Meanwhile, activity was creeping south. That kind of diminished. We have some of this activity happening over here in Utah. Okay, this fire right here has an SO2 emission site. That's one right there. Another one right here, possibly. It's there. It doesn't look as defined, but it's there. All right, so there's America. Let's take the fires off now. Come down through Mexico. Cuba's purple. Jamaica's purple. South America. Here's our focal point. Okay, very dark defined right now. As pressure grows, this will grow in size and get darker, possibly. These other ones get darker and fill in, get more defined as well. When this G2 gets absorbed down to the core, and then the Earth literally burps that pressure back up to the surface. It's gross, but that's kind of the pressure exchange thing. Meanwhile, very strong emissions along here, relieving pressure, keeping magnitudes down on the plate boundary system. Okay, we're going to come on over, stop off in Hawaii. What is this? You guys should be looking in your clouds. There was some crazy stuff. All right, our SO2 emission site pretty strong here. That's okay. It relieves pressure. I'd much rather see SO2 emission than volcanic out of this island. This one's okay to see some volcanic activity out of. It's not as populated, but over here, big city, small island, lots of people. The hub of the Pacific Ocean. The hub of the Pacific Rim. If the Pacific Rim were like a bicycle rim with all the spokes coming together at the hub, that would be the hub. Hubba hubba. Now let's come on over here. I want to adjust for their time really quick there. All right, so going in here. As you can see, got all kinds of different issues going on here. It's spreading up through this area, getting very intense up in this area now. Okay, wrapping around this bay, going up down into the Korean Peninsula, stretching up and through there. Japan has SO2 emissions. Here's Taiwan with its SO2 emissions. Hasn't had a quake there in a while, so a lot of pressure comes up at this part, and it's not being relieved via quakes, so SO2 emissions instead. Meanwhile, look at this spot over here, very intense, and this is going to affect them. Gas pushes up through the ground, all kinds of little pebbles and sand falls down through that hole, and then water on top of it only opens the hole more, and their ground is very porous, almost like swamp type ground in the first place, which is just going to make it collapse and dissolve. Well, it can be stopped, but I don't see that happening. Meanwhile, here we go. Our dark spot on Java, our purple island of Java, looking a little lighter today. We're not getting proper color here. No, that's good. That's it. Okay. Trying to be fair and not dim this or anything. Meanwhile, we got India. It's darkening up. All of its plumes are getting, more and more intense, emitting more and more gas. It won't escape and go over the Himalayas. We have that wind that's the southern fetch coming up like this and blowing it up against these mountains, keeping it in this area. And their coloration has darkened. They're going to look like China here real soon. Saudi Arabia, you see their issues. Here's Europe and their issues. Okay, it's even reaching way up here, crawling further and further north. We got Iceland with its volcanoes and stuff, having SO2 emissions, of course. Okay. Boom. Do we cover everything? I think so. Let's keep going. All right, everybody take a deep breath. Here we go to the... it's me that needs to take a deep breath. Like sensory overload. This world has gone berserk. And I got all these raw nerve endings that just pick up everything. I want the wind, please. There we go. So there's your heat anomaly structure, still looking the same. It's still this character blowing a trumpet or something, or at this area. Okay, we still have our rotation here. Not anticyclonic, but our reverse rotation right here. Okay, because this is going clockwise, this is spinning counterclockwise. So, and it's keeping this little bump. It's actually keeping it, instead of sucking it down and breaking it up, it just puts a little dip in it. So our main conveyor belt structure is so organized up here that any kind of little substructure like this doesn't really phase it much. It just puts a little bump in it. Okay. Forgive me, I'm fighting hard right now. There we go. Here's your structure over on this side. We have hot, cold, vortex issues. Okay. See our vortex? It's not too hard to see why it's doing that. Okay. These air patterns are matching the heat signatures. Okay. Our weather patterns are no longer being controlled by our jet stream. Okay, so what I'm going to do, you see our structure here. Help me, Lord. I'm trying. Okay, this is our air pattern induced by the thermal heat structures. You see the correlations? Everybody say, yeah, we agree. Now, what I'm going to do here is, remember this structure. This is the air pattern, okay, same structure at 850. That's where most of our storms ride, is at 850, okay? They follow that current right there, all right? At 850, look, here's your storm. Here's this one that just hit Japan, okay? So that 850 is the same height that we usually report on here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, we used to do our polar vortex, right? So we're going to go up in height. Here is your lower polar, or your lower jet and your upper jet. So watch when I hit lower jet. It used to be different. Watch the correlation between this structure and your lower jet now. Virtually the same. Let's go to the upper jet. Okay. Now, you may think it's the upper jet stream that's controlling all this weather. We have atmospheric compression from the sun and particles pushing down this way on the Earth. So the upper jet is getting pushed down to the lower jet's getting pushed down even further, and the 850 has heated up and is reaching upward. And it's so strong, this current now is so strong that it's taken over our lower jet stream and affecting our upper jet stream now. Isn't it? As I was saying, our weather is controlled by volcanic activity on the ocean floor, as well as volcanic activity on land too. Now I'm having heart issues. My voice, the bass in my voice is actually shaking my heart. I'm having palpitations and Oh, that's hard to describe. Let's just continue. More talk about the worst kids. Anyways, here's your structure going on right there. Okay, and it's affecting weather all over the world. I don't have a sore throat. I just have a my I don't have a deep voice, but it just really like rumbles inside my chest. So if I had a higher voice like this, it wouldn't like have so much bass and shake it. Sorry, that was weird. All right, there's your little air patterns. Sorry, trying to keep up here. All right, I want to leave it over here on the Wanda Fuca. Let's talk about this really quick before we get over to our quakes, because this cold water barrier here has really made a comeback. Take off the wind. Okay, it was getting pretty thin. Up here, it's still really thin along the coast, but out here, these hot water plumes that had started have like receded a little bit, and cold water is making a comeback here. All right, which is keeping this barrier here from keeping weather from entering the west coast. We put the wind back on. Getting a little bit, see, we're getting rotation a little bit now because this cold barrier is actually allowing some of it in. Before it was all wrapping around and going right back out. So most of it is, we're seeing a little bleed through some of these little valleys around the ends of the Sierras here. Okay. So a little bit of weather starting to make it in there, but all in all, this whole area has just been very, very, very quiet, very well warm. You can see why. All right, there's Tamu Masi getting a triangle type diamond, well, triangle type structure. This cold water plume blossoming here, that's new. Our whole structure's taking on a new kind of, weirdness there. Okay, now over earthquakes. Oh, good. Sorry, my hand slips. All right. So our deep quake region, 4.5 down at 596 or 569. Sorry, that's your typical deep quake magnitude, 4.5. A 4.3 down at 556. So we've had two of them. One at normal magnitude, one a little less. Usually puts 5 energy at the surface. Get that screen just tab it back over, guys. Digital screens got different idiosyncrasies. Very quiet all through that region. Right here. 4.5 down at 140, probably on the foot of one of these volcanic islands. Okay, I'm not going to really waste too much time getting in there. What I want to talk about is this one over here off the Marianas Islands, Mariana Trench. 5.2 down at 130. Come here. You see this little chain of seamounts going right here, right? And then it's like a little mountain ridge, kind of, all right? And then there's another mountain ridge right here. In between is this little trough, this valley down in here, comes back up and then drops way down to the Mariana Trench. So, right here, you see this volcano right here. Do you see the foot of the volcano? 5.2. Watch out for activity at this thing. Look, it's all old and plugged up and stuff. It can't erupt. So when pressure comes, it comes in the form of, it relieves it in the form of earthquakes. When say this KP goes up and we get a good absorption event, and say it's a lot of pressure and it comes to the surface, this could be an indicator of a path of least resistance down below. Okay, this thing might be coming to life. If we get a good round of pressure, you might even see this thing go pop, and we could see a new volcano out of that thing. that would be a little indicator of pressure. Earthquake at a volcanic site is pressure down below. Yes? No? Of course it is. Meanwhile, up here, 4.4 down at 35. All in all, very, very quiet. Watch out. This is all going to change when this pressure comes boiling back up to the surface. Okay. 4.2 down at 1.5. My heart was beating so hard today, it was shaking my truck at the stoplight. I could feel the truck rattle, rock the truck to my heartbeat. 5.1 at the surface right here on our mid-Atlantic ridge. We need a lot more of that. Okay, really, you know how we see all the heat coming out up here at the north, right? All the hot water up this region. Well, that should be no surprise. A 5.1 along the plate boundary. Oh, hell yeah, we could do this all day and see pressure releases from here to here. It would relieve pressure under Iceland at least. Sorry for my French. I'm gonna. All right, here we go. 5.0 at 67, and our old site where our big earthquake was, our new path of least resistance, our weak spot, is a 4.2 down at 176. Okay, quick magnitude check. Ooh, 3.7 and 3.9. That's a 4 maybe. So a little increase in magnitude in that region means pressures come up, and we're seeing a little jump in magnitude there. Okay, all magnitude. Okay, one quake out here. Very quiet along that volcanic system. I want to check this. 3.2 at 64. This is another one. 2.4. What was that? 3.2? Yeah, 3.2. Coming up to fulcrum. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Around the Puget Sound area, just one. Not a microquake. It's a 1.9, so a little quake there, but nothing along the volcanoes right there. Nothing along the Juan de Fuca. We need to see more activity around there, or we're going to see 2.6 right here pushed inland a little bit. We have the geysers here doing their job. Ow. Excuse me. 2.2. All right. Now down here, this is a good sign. This thing's still swarming out. This is awesome. 3.0 at a depth of 4. That's one of the bigger. 2.4. 2.7. Okay, these aren't little microquakes. Bullseye, 2.6. God throwing darts or something. Oh, finally got a bullseye. Bing. 1.4. Okay, good. So mid-range 1s, 2, 3. Just swarming out here, relieving a lot of energy. Imagine if all of that hadn't gone off, how much energy would still be pent up in there, and what kind of magnitude quake we could possibly see if we hadn't had that 5 with this quake swarm after it. This is not aftershocks. This is a different event. We're seeing different types of events than we used to in the past, because we didn't have the solar activity affecting our planet like it is now, as much as it is now. Okay, let's try my best to be accurate. All right, right here. 1.0. Ooh. We're seeing a little quake swarm here. Just tell me that's not right. Oh, good. So, yeah, this little area is out in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. This is a good area for having a quake swarm. Okay, let me check the bigger magnitude right there. That's a 3.7 at 5. So, this little area right here, new path of least resistance, little quake swarm going on out in there as well. It's good to see. I'll take that any day over a big magnitude 7, or something like that, doing damage, okay, killing people. Meanwhile, down here, this area is coming back to life a little bit. Not big, but that's good. This is a little quake swarming, relieving pressure as well. Little quakes like this are good news, okay? Gotta see things in a proper perspective. Okay, I think that's the West Coast. Let's check out just this lone one out here. Good. A lone one out there tells me pressure's been relieved kind of in that area. Meanwhile, our easterly quake, this is not a diverse quake because this is on the craton here, 2.2 at 6.2. These, please go. Thank you. These pressure ridges going through here, these fault lines. Okay. There's no wonder there's a quake right there. Now remember, energy likes to go in a straight line, doesn't like to turn and change direction. And when it does, it makes a fulcrum point. Oh, the fulcrum point. Can you kind of see it right there? This comes down, goes that direction. Well, where they change direction, that would be right about there. This is just off of it. A little sign of weakness right here. This is a 6.2 at depth, or at the depth right there. So a new spot to watch when pressure does come around and we're looking for areas to watch for quake activity. That would be one right there. Cocoa. Is that Coco? Forgive my Coco? No. Oh, I'll find out what you said later. Anyways, I want to take a peek into Hawaii really quick. If Coco said something inappropriate, it's okay. Don't ban her, just retract it or whatever. She's welcome to say pretty much what she wants. 2.1, 31.5. Ooh, 2.1, 31.5. What's going here? 2, 2.4, 2.1. Oh, good. We're relieving some pressure there. These aren't microquakes. These are in the 2s. So that's, it's not shaking anybody. It's not doing any damage, but it is relieving pressure in that region right there. And no other quakes on the other islands. That's the way we want to keep it, kind of. I think we're done with the earthquake report. Yeah. Okay. Now back to... Oh, we got to bust out a bunch. Okay, let's really quick come over here. This is a fun site, you guys. Meteor's live stream. They have a chat over here. Not many people here. Sometimes we come over here and just raid the chat room. Okay. As you can see down below, this is the activity on a time scale. There was an event right there. We can back up to. Wait, have I got control of this? Kind of go like this. And you just kind of back up until this spike is at the beginning here. Okay, so there's the spike was just behind the beginning. Now we hit play, and you'll see the meteor come in. All right. And that's the little streak that it made. It made a harmonic note, right? And then it registered on that thing. Meanwhile, we had some crazy activity going on here. Where was that? We have the Perseid meteor showers going on. So it's kind of fun to come over here and watch them streak through. I'm going to hit the sound really quick, just so you get an idea what this. That's what space sounds like. And that's the meteor coming in. You see this red line? That's the note, the frequency that it kind of makes coming in. Okay, it's hitting on that red line right there. I'll take the noise out. Now, where did it go? I want to show you what happened here earlier, just a little bit ago. This is a different reading. This is not your typical meteor reading. Here it comes in just a second. Give it. All right, it's going to start to intensify like a typical meteor does, but this, notice it's not hitting on the note. It's not hitting on the red line. It's hitting over here. Instead of coming down the middle, it's off a little bit. And you see our readings down here. There's two notes. And this one just continues and continues and continues. Now, this isn't a meteor. Okay, it's something different. This instrument works much like the Schumann does. It's taking echoes off the ionosphere. When a meteor enters the atmosphere, it ionizes the air around it. It's moving so fast that it glows, ionizing the air. This instrument records the echoes of that ionization. Well, something is off note affecting our ionosphere. This could be like jamming from other man-made signals, jamming like Russian signals or whatever, something like that causing this. All right, I'll take the annoying noise down. All right, but interesting. This happened on the night that we're having our meteor shower. I just kind of pop in here to just check to see what kind of meteor activity. And what you can do is you can run the bottom here, and you see the graph in your pop-up. So you can run along and check out the whole day's activity. It takes a second for each thing to load, but once it's all loaded, you can go like this and see your history and pick out any spikes and then watch them. But look at this one. This one's off the charts. Okay, and it's a long duration one too. It finally ends. See it tapering off in the pop-up there. Whoops, if I can get my numb hand to get this mouse to guide, but there it kind of tapers off right there. But a long duration event. All right, so an interesting instrument to come over and watch every once in a while. And they have a chat room. It's fun. Check it out. You can watch meteors come in through the atmosphere. This whole screen used to be a lot bigger, so you could watch the whole thing. They've really tightened it up to the best part was this part of the screen, and it was like that much. And this part was way down here. They've messed it and changed it around, but you can still make out part of the screen right in here. Okay. And there were all kinds of weird designs coming off. I think that's why they tightened it up so you can't see the bigger picture. But there's some bizarre activity going on at your live meteor site, okay? Not your normal activity. Now, moving on to our next report, the volcano report. Get rid of some of these here. We'll keep that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. We need that and that. Okay. Bust out a volcano report. Thank you for your patience there. So some of you guys may have known about that site. For some of you else, it might be new. Where are we going? Trying to go to the volcano. 34 erupting, 30 in warning, 64, 26 in unrest. Okay, 64 volcanoes. If I had told you when all this stuff started happening to me that we'd have 64 volcanoes, you get Brian, you're crazy. We don't even have. We only have one, and that's Hawaii. And then every once in a while it goes. Here we are, 7 years later, 64 volcanoes, and I'm still crazy. Yep, crazy about you. All right, here we go. Sakurajima erupted. Where's our fight level? Not in there. Okay, Japan. I showed you the SO2 emissions. You see this pyroclastic flow, ash emissions emitting from the crater floor, White Island. Oh, that's in New Zealand. Never mind. Anyway, Sakurajima, Japan having issues. Ibu, IBU at 8,000 feet in Indonesia. Okay, Luatobi, in the Flores, 11,000 feet. Are you kidding me? Luatobi just boosted its its elevation blast height. Dukono, 8,000 feet. That's usual for that one. White Island, New Zealand, on August 11th, the Tropomi satellite, detected an increased level of SO2. Dang, sulfur dioxide. Imagine that. Okay, Fuego, 14,000 feet. Songay, 23. Reventador, 14. Sabancaya, 21. And that was just in the last few minutes. Let's go into today, which is now yesterday, because, well, time just flies at this channel. Okay, Suenoshima still. Oh, there it is, 4,000 feet. Ibu, 8,000. IBU at 8,000 feet. Luatobi, 11,000 feet. Oh, minor ash emissions from White Island today. Okay, you guys down in New Zealand, keep your eyes peeled. You see one of those elite trying to escape, throw them in the volcano. No, pray for them. They need it. 11,000 feet. Samaru, 15. Dukono, 8. White Island, mild erupt activity at the volcano. Popocatépetl back on the list here, 19,000. That's no slouch. Almost 20,000 feet. Fuego, 14. Songay, 20. Reventador, 15. Sabancaya, 20. And do not look at these lists. These lists are insanity. And they will desensitize you into thinking that this is just your normal activity. Every one of these is currently erupting. Over here, these are active. Nevada del Ruiz. Okay. 64 volcanoes on this list. That's on the land. If we said 2/3 of the world is water or underwater, well, that would put the ocean floor double this list. So, well, what did I say, 64? So that'd be 128. 128 plus another 64 would be 186, something like that. That's a lot of volcanoes that are currently active and erupting. No wonder why we have huge heat plumes coming off the bottom of the ocean, huh? Because there's got to be some kind of activity. Now, not necessarily magma coming up, but we do have layers of water in the strata of the crust. So pressure could be pushing hot water from down below up through pores in the ocean floor, superheated hot water coming out off the ocean floor, ejecting from a site down there. Or, there's even magma emissions. You've seen them on Discovery Channel and National Geographic or whatever, where you see a vent on the ocean floor, magma bubbling out of it. It cools really quick, but it heats the water around it really quick. That's why. So, volcanic activity on land, volcanic activity underwater. All the ash from these 20,000, 15,000, 14,000, 15,000, 20,000, 14,000, 19, all the ash going way, way up high, all those particulates getting up into our weather patterns and mixing with the water and making more raindrops, okay? And that makes our weather just that much more intense. The atmosphere, the air can hold a higher percentage of water now because water is evaporating into the air from the heat of the oceans. We have more particulates for all of that water to adhere to. So it's like more water and a bigger sponge. Now, every time we get a storm, the bigger sponge, when you squeeze it, well, it holds more water and we get more flooding, stronger storms, and crazy weather patterns. Let's just go ahead and load that up real quick. Sorry, it's a mouthful. If I could talk faster, oh my God, you guys would hate me. I think too fast. Gotta slow down. Get irritated because everybody's slow and I'm just like super fast, and I gotta take a deep breath, go at another pace. Third gear, Brian. Downshift into third. There we go. Backing up, you saw that little mix as it went there. Let's just continue. Nighttime, August 11th. We do have, come back over here, pig. I mean, ham, solar, ham. August 12th. We're going into August 12th with G2 possible. Well, we just had some enhancement from the last one, okay? And I noticed it here in my valley. Our weather changed pretty quick. We weren't supposed to see what we saw today, so I was like, "Ooh, really? That was actually noticeable in our weather today here where I am." So, back to our forecast. Nighttime, August 11th, severe weather here possible in the Utah area. Now, as we go into the morning hours of the 12th, possible enhancement from G2. We don't know yet. We don't know yet if that G2 or G3 storm that we just experienced is the X flare or not. Okay, so we still might be experiencing another round. That G2 might be G3 if it's the X flare, because that was the third in the series. So let's just stick with our possible G2 enhancement here, okay? This has a tiny little yellow dot in the middle, which means this whole thing has potential for severe weather, especially with our G2 enhancement. Tomorrow morning, right now, we're going from right now into the morning hours tomorrow. There's noontime. You see that little pop, that thing pop now. This whole area could be yellow. That could get enhanced. Anything on here, even over in here, up in there in Canada. Okay. We're going to go convection there. You see how it went to the mountaintops and everything? Your higher elevations push clouds up higher and they convect a little higher, so you get thunderstorms in the mountain region sometimes. Okay, there's the nighttime. Okay. All right, right here. If we get this G2 storm, you see these last two frames. Let me go really quick. Is that the backward? No, it's the play. Back one, that was a convection. And then when it gets cooler at night, boom. With our G2 enhancement, each one of these could blossom a lot harder. Also down up through here could creep. This could react. Off the coast here could still react. Meanwhile, up here in Canada, even though it doesn't show anything, I would just really watch out tomorrow, especially with the G2. If it's a G1 and it doesn't do anything, a G0, I'll be thankful. Okay, I'm just trying to let you guys know the possibility exists that tomorrow with our G2, if it enhances to a G3, that would be not good. We will take G0, thank you, but possible enhancement of this. Do not play games. Watch closely. Okay. It's life and death now. As we get into the morning hours of the 13th, these geomagnetic storms can arrive late, they can be early, they could last longer. Remember in the article they said it could last a little longer? Do you remember that in that article? It said, the storm could last a little longer. Well, that would be going into the morning hours of the 13th right there. Possible enhancement over this site here at Kansas. What I would do is from convection through the nighttime, if this unfolds, I would really, really watch the morning hours right there in Kansas. Okay. Hopefully, if this doesn't unfold right here, you'll be okay. But if this G2, say if it's a G3, the X class is actually a little stronger. Our magnetic field wasn't strong on that day, and we took impact a lot harder than normal. All right, sorry. Just trying to keep my composure here. I'm over here having a heart attack. I'm sorry, you guys. I know what I see, and just trying to convey it without trying to sound too alarmist. But pay attention closely to that event at nighttime tomorrow. Tomorrow night at this time. Boom. Morning hours of the 13th. Noontime. Now, say our enhancement dies, then we go into convection the 13th, nighttime the 13th. Do you see this right here, right where they just got hit? Mind you, and this big low dipping in 13th. I really want to go back and see what came off the sun on the 10th. But let's just keep going. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Nighttime, the cooler air coming up, this cooler air dropping in with the moist, warm air coming up like this, they collide right there at night when the air is cooler. So watch out for that kind of event unfolding the nighttime. So we got tomorrow night and then the night after, the morning of the 14th, noon, convection, nighttime, 15, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 16th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 17th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 16th, or 18th, wow, noon, convection. This thing moving right along, hopefully just rides the conveyor belt right along the coast and moves on out. Okay. Convection, nighttime the 18th, 19, noon, convection, nighttime, 20, noon, convection, nighttime, 21, noon, convection, nighttime, 22, noon, convection, nighttime, 22, or 23, give it to me, 23, thank you, Lord, 20, noon, convection, nighttime, 24, noon, convection, nighttime, 25, noon, convection, nighttime, 26, noon, convection, nighttime, 27, noon, convection, nighttime. All right. There is your loop. Your next events to watch. Geomagnetic storm conditions could take effect. Well, they're already hit. We already got hit with Aurora right here. It's tapering off. See, here's your KP orange up to 7. It might climb even higher because we saw red on this. Well, the last one was 6.5. So here's your higher reading up to 7 now. Storm G3. Do you see? Since we started the show, I told you we were going to go into a G3 or see some red on there. Okay, there's your G3 currently, or that's the since the red, it's tapering off now. But while that red was on there when we first started, we were currently in a G3. So that will actually kind of enhance this right here that's going on right now in Utah. Please, Lord, can I have one at least zoomage? Okay. whatever's going on in this little blob probably got a little bit of enhancement right here. So I'd watch a little bit of flash flooding in the morning hours here when you wake up. I don't want anybody getting caught off guard. It's all flat out here too. Okay, back off. So that event right there with our geomagnetic storming has tapered off, but right here, noontime tomorrow, if we have a G2 hitting, that could blossom. You could see this blossom, any of this. Convection might be a little different. If we're seeing that at noon and we have enhancement, convection could be, double what we just saw. But here's this at night. Morning, noon, night. That little event right there tomorrow night, the night of the 12th. Watch out in Kansas, Nebraska. I'd even watch out back up here to Wyoming, even down in here to Oklahoma. This monsoonal flow coming up into Arizona. There's some speckling in there. I'd watch that. Especially if geomagnetic enhancement. If it's 0, then it's not going to be so bad. But if it's a KP3, it could really change the structure. Plus, we have spiritual events going on. We have spherical events going on. We have more. There's just so many factors in your weather. Every little hiccup down below affects the weather. It just huge faces on the storm fronts now. You guys, if you haven't seen one of these storm fronts with a big old face on it yet, I hope you don't. Okay, let's move on here. Let's get into our spiritual report, because what we just talked about is disturbing because it's all true. Scary book or a scary movie is scary up to a certain point, because then it's just written by writers and it's just a movie. What's scary are the true stories. The true stories. Those are the ones that really kind of scare you when you're like, oh, that movie was based on a true story. Yeah, much like this movie here, based on a true story. Pretty scary, especially when it's happening to you. It's happening all around you, but physically happening to me. Unbelievable. My life has turned upside down, backward, forward, and more importantly, inside out. It feels like every nerve ending is exposed. All my feelings are on my sleeve now. I used to have peace and composure, and I had to start all over again from scratch and do this all over again. Thankfully, I went through what I did and took some valuable notes, which I like. I enjoy sharing with you guys because it actually works. It helps relieve the... Where's our magic kitty? What's that? You want? Ooh, Bubba? Hang on, let me get a couple of images pulled up real quick. I want to get it. The one with the heart going here. Oh, there was a huge heart in the clouds today. And I wanted to capture it, but I look like a madman in the parking lot of the grocery store, holding up my camera, taking pictures of the clouds. And they'd look up and they'd see it and they'd go, oh, how cute. But they don't know the significance of these things when they happen, so... Real spiritual events is paranormal activity, supernatural. It's outside the norm, which is paranormal. It's outside the natural, making it supernatural. Okay, real event right there. Since September 10th, of 2017, my whole life just changed. And I had to, give up everything, my life, my reputation, my wife, my family. Well, my kids stuck around, but a lot of things changed in my life. All right, I'm just a normal guy going about my life, and all of a sudden crazy stuff starts happening to me. And I think I showed you Marrying Angels last night, and I showed you the little baby. What else can we show more? I can show them again tonight. Pull that one real quick. Oh, just really quick with some of these different things we got here. Also, what's odd, I saw a UFO when I was 4, daytime sighting, silver disc. I knew exactly what it was. Nobody told me about UFOs, never heard the term, it wasn't suggested or anything. Well, when I looked up, I saw it and I knew exactly what it was. And I've been plagued with UFO activity my whole life, and nobody believed me, right? So I go out and document a bunch of it, get 80 hours worth of proof, and it gets confiscated. So, but now things have changed. I'm no longer into the UFOs. We have my life is way more than UFOs now. Okay, and UFOs are part of this too. When they are real, they're the fallen angels. We'll get into it later, but right now there's this little craft right here in the clouds. Okay, this is a cloud shaped like this craft. I'm gonna get you here in a second. Let me get this little video started really quick for you guys, just for a second. Take care of the kitty, and I'll be right back. Did we play that a little louder? Revelation last night, and what I'm about to show you is gonna knock your socks off. So, a couple of days ago, I was doing a video on these kind of craft exiting the sun, which looked like it was being towed out from behind the sun or something. And I did a video on that one, and that's this one right here. And it looked like it was this actual model being pulled out from behind the sun. So, I did a stream yesterday, and I was looking for a thumbnail for it, and I couldn't match up any pictures, wouldn't match up. And it wasn't until I started digging deeper into my pictures, and I pulled up this one right here that I used as a thumbnail on my latest stream. That's when it occurred to me, this thing sitting next to this one, they're the same object. It's the same thing. Whoever made this craft right here is here now. And what I thought was a man standing on the plane before is actually one of the vertical stabilizers that comes out at an angle, kind of like an F-18's vertical stabilizers. They're not straight up and down vertically, they come out at an angle. Well, much like that, so do these ones right here. And what I thought was a man standing up is this vertical stabilizer right here. Okay, so now back to this one. When I was looking at this a long time ago, I was looking at this weird kind of grasshopper type looking head, almost like a snub-nosed dragon with a mouth right here, a blunt shortened nose, 2 eyes. And this would be the head kind of looking this way. Okay. So again, the eyes, the snout, kind of a snub-nosed one with the curls back around with the mouth here, okay? And I was just kind of baffled at what a weird nose. It actually looks like a creature or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now in this image, this is of a different model. It has 4... All right, I just need to take care of the cat really quick. Put up it's another one of those things I capture in the clouds, okay? That's a real craft. It follows me. There's other ones. There's other gold trinket little models. UFOs, advanced races from the past, from past eras, from past civilizations that watch, follow, and study my every move. Okay. It gets unnerving after a while, but now I'm getting used to it here. Okay, so you're looking at my face in the clouds on Easter. 2,000-year-old prophecy came true. Okay, I went through quite an ordeal, and well, I've kind of testified to you guys what happened. And so we're just going to get into our reading. So everybody get all comfy, get in your spot, get all settled in. One other, this one here really quick. Giant face by the moon. We don't need to play the.
I am truly at my wit's end.
Yeah, you will be if you don't find Christ. All right, there we go. Oops, I want that without the chat. Thank you. There we go. Is that blind in the camera tonight or what? Okay, this is the face that's out by the moon, videotaped by this gentleman. Clearly, it's there. It's not the clouds. It's not the moon behind the clouds illuminating a cloud bank or anything like that. This is an object that's out by the moon. All right, it's my face too. I recognize my own face. Same like I recognize my own face here being left in the clouds right here. And I'm like, whoa, that's my face. And then this weird crown kind of showing up here. And then this is the good part right there. It's coming from Jesus's heart. Everything in the universe comes from that heart, and it vibrates so hard it's shaking my chest. Anyways, good image, good heart right there. Loving heart. Okay. Real image. I'm still trying to go through all my my Rolodex of images to find this one. I never got a date when I took this video. I was looking for a date up at the top of the picture so I could go to that time frame. But I got so many darn pictures, I can't find it. Also in this video is if you tilt your head to the right, here's my head, my eyes, my smile, and I'm holding out a cell phone, taking pictures of the clouds. Now, it's excruciatingly painful. I have a shattered shoulder, okay? I never got surgery. It was multiple pieces, broke my arm as well. So it hurts to hold my arm up, okay? And to hold them up and take pictures, well, these things don't form really fast, okay? You got to hold this up for a while. And it's not until I'm in a fair amount of pain that these clouds start to really gel and come together, okay? And what you're looking at here, all these pictures, like an hour-long event, all right? It was excruciatingly painful. My heart was racing, okay? I almost collapsed, but I managed to capture a bunch, okay? And here you can see it turning into this little lion face right here. And do we have the GIF on that one? Oh, wait. No, go back. No, right here. We got these images. Now, I want to open up another one. Get rid of that video. Just really quick, because I want all those stacked together. Oh, wait, they messed it up. That's right. Or is there one where they didn't? Okay, a lot of these, see this face right here? It's the same event over here. It starts off as a broken heart that slams together into a face. Okay, you see that broken heart slams together? Now it's a entity whose heart was broken, and now it formed into a new entity. All right, it's a healed heart entity. So watch again. You see the dragon face right here towards the end. Bam. What was the other gift that I wanted to pull up today? Slaughtered is this one. And it's all messed up. Oh well. Let's just come back to this and do the reading. Sorry, I'm all over the place tonight. You'll have to forgive me. A lot of pain. All right. Zoom in one more time.
What looked like a face over. So some snapping some pictures.
I wanted to get to the part where it zooms in just one more frame tighter. Where is it? Oh, here it comes. There we go, right there. All right, now we captured it. This part, not so important. Okay, it's okay if that's messy. What we want to do is capture our savior right there. All right, I messed it up, but there it is. Start reading, Brian. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get that part. Oh, boy. So, take a few deep breaths. I know there's all kinds of craziness going on. I know tomorrow's the 9th of Av. I know what everybody's expecting tomorrow. And I'm already got your anxiety attacks going on pretty well. All right, there we go. So I'll make a collage out of them kind of like this. All right, so we'll start off with that right there, I think, right? Okay, so we're like end days times, right? You can see what's going on. You see the signs all around you. You are living in revelation. Well, it's physically happening to me, which should be reassuring to you. That this is physical happening to me. That should be reassuring to you. All right, I'm glad it's happening to me and not to anybody else. I don't think anybody would even grasp it. All right, so we'll leave right there. Is that the one I wanted for this one? That's this one. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to get these images to line up with my reading. And if you leave, that's fine. There we go. All right. So we're in some challenging times, and I want you to welcome challenging times as opportunities to trust me. You have me beside you and my spirit within you. All right. You see that heart right there? You have a heart inside you, right? So my spirit is within you. So welcome challenging times as opportunities to trust me. You have me beside you and within you, so no set of circumstances is too much for you to handle. Okay? Going to be hard, but no set of circumstances is too much for you to handle, even death. Okay? Even death is not too hard for you to handle with my spirit within you, okay? When the path before you is dotted with difficulties, beware of measuring your strength against those challenges. Okay. Now we have a bad habit of when something challenging comes up, we measure, or something difficult comes up, we measure our strength against it, against our challenges, which is not what you should do. Okay. So when the path before you is dotted with difficulties like it is now, beware of measuring your strength against your challenges. That calculation is certain to riddle you with anxiety. Doesn't it? Yes. How much are you guys plugged in? Are you still plugged in all day long? Are you unplugging from the media? Okay. So you got to be careful of measuring your strength against your difficulties. When you do that, it causes anxiety, and without me, you wouldn't make it past the first hurdle. The way to walk through demanding days is to grip my hand tightly and stay in close communication with me. Let your thoughts and spoken words be richly flavored with trust and thankfulness. It's that thankfulness inside that reminds you, hey, I got a roof over my head. I got food in my stomach. I got electricity. I'm dry right now. There's not floodwaters raging through my living room right now. So a lot of thankfuls, right? It really puts you back into perspective. So let your thoughts and your spoken words be flavored with trust and thankfulness. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is gonna happen or not. No, trust and thankfulness. Okay. It relieves that anxiety. So, regardless of your day's problems, I can keep you in perfect peace as you stay close to me. Okay. It's a challenge. It's not easy to do. There's many things in the world that rattle you all the time. Even this show. This information is disturbing to some. This show could rattle you if you're not strong in your faith. Okay? But we do salvage work here, right? And we salvage our day. If something goes sour during the day, don't let it ruin your day. Don't slip into a depression and dwell on it. Move forward. And that regardless of the day's problems, I can keep you in perfect peace as you stay close to me, as you salvage your day, staying close to me. Okay, again with this place, you got to remember you live in a fallen world. It's an abnormal world that's tainted with sin. Okay, this is abnormal. This world is not normal. We have, tell them about that. Okay, you guys rock and roll fans, I guess some of you are. There's a band called Falling in Reverse and a song called Zombified. In the lyrics of the song, it talks about how everybody is zombified, how the media is telling them lies like it's formaldehyde. All right. So in that song, it's describing biblically what's going on in our society. Most of our society is zombified. They are stuck in the mainstream media's lies, in the matrix, the way the school system had you thinking and stuff. Okay. So it's abnormal. This world is not what was intended. All right. You live in a fallen world. You need to remember that. Remember that. Remember that you live in a fallen world, an abnormal world that's tainted by sin. So much frustration and failure result from you seeking perfection in this life. That is me. Oh my goodness. It's hard for me to go to the store. It's hard for me to drive in traffic. I have to relearn how to live life again because I see this abnormal world. I see how tainted in sin it is, and it's frustrating because I seek perfection, and you can't do that. There is nothing perfect in this world except me, and that's why closeness to me satisfies your deep yearnings and fills you with joy. Okay, this is about you. This closeness to me satisfies your deep yearnings and fills you with joy. You see, I have planted longing for perfection in every human heart, and this is a good desire which I alone can fulfill. But most people seek this fulfillment in other people and in earthly pleasures or achievements. Thus, they create idols before which they bow down. Okay, they give credit to their achievements. They give credit to their earthly pleasures. They never give credit to the Lord. They create idols out of him, and then they bow down to him by giving credit to him. But I will have no other gods before me, so make me the deepest desire of your heart, and let me fulfill your yearning for perfection. Okay? I understand your yearning for perfection. I have it too. It's frustrating, especially when you're at this level of knowledge. When you go into the store and you're the only person out of 1,000 people in the, in your town, in, the grocery store, all throughout your day, you're the only person that has this higher knowledge, and you see all the zombified people. They get in your way, they cut you off, they're rude. I had somebody pull out in front of me and like brake check me to try to slow me down, like they were the speed police. I'm like, what are you doing? You pulled into the fast lane. We got a whole train of cars doing 75. Don't just slide over and expect everybody to stop. You think you're a cop or something. So we got this abnormal tainted world, and all it is just frustration, and frustration. And it's a result from you seeking perfection. Okay? I understand your frustrations. I do. I seek perfection too, and it can be frustrating. Okay? That's why we have to do our salvage work each day, because we have to deal with frustrations on a level that nobody else can grasp or fathom. I planted the longing for perfection in you, and it's a good desire, which I alone fulfill. Okay? But most people seek fulfillment in people, in pleasures and achievements. They make the idols and then they bow down to them. Okay? So, here's my face. Here's my face again. Whoops, right there. Okay? My face again. When you seek my face, you found it, didn't you? And it says, seek my face, all over the place. Well, how are we supposed to seek your face if we don't know what you look like, right? What's all this seek my face? Well, when you have this desire in your heart to see this, you're seeking my face. Okay, you want to see this happen. You want to see this image because it brings relief. It's your foundation. It's everything. These images are miracles. Okay, 2,000-year-old miracle or prophecy came true. So seek my face, right? Okay, so there it is. And that yearning for you, you seek perfection, you seek my face, and you will find fulfillment of your deepest longings. The abnormal world and tainted with sin is one, but my world is filled with beautiful things. They're meant to be pointers to me, reminders of my presence. Like here, right now. Here. Yeah, that kind of here. All right. My world. The other world is abnormal and just disgusting, but my world is filled with beautiful things. They're meant to be pointers to me, reminders of my presence. The earth still declares my glory to those who have eyes that see and ears that hear. You had a darkened mind before you sought me wholeheartedly. I chose to pour my light into you so that you can become a beacon to others. There is no room for pride in this position. Your part is to reflect my glory. I am the Lord. This is my face in the clouds. It's fascinating. It's intriguing. It's like a good book, a good movie, a good YouTube live stream. You get caught up in it. You can't turn the page. You can't turn the pages fast enough, right? We can't get to the spiritual report quick enough so you can get caught up with me in the clouds. I would love to come over to your house right now and give you a big old hug and sit down with you, but I can't. I'm in this weird situation where I kind of weird custody protector type thing, and I can't come over to your house. The only way I can meet with you is in the air, which is live in YouTube. That's why we do this. That's this family. That's why we're precious. This family is precious. The earth still declares my glory to those, that's you, who have eyes to see, and hopefully some of you have ears that hear me. Do you have ears that hear me? You have eyes that see me, but do you have the ears that hear me? Because you had a darkened mind before you sought me wholeheartedly. I chose to come on YouTube. I chose to put these images out there. I chose to pour my light into you, the elite at this channel, so that those people, that's you, even in replay, so that you can become the beacon to others. Your part is to reflect my glory. Oh, I can't do that one. Oh, okay, I guess we'll do that. One more. This one goes off on a different little tangent, but it still connects back via, well, via the word. But let's just get into this. Where's the image? Okay, so like this, these waves coming out and propagating out of the heart and going out into the clouds, they go out forever. Okay, they don't just stop right here at the clouds. They affect the planet. They affect you. They go out forever, almost kind of like this big old cocoon. All right. Now, I am all around you like a cocoon of light. My presence with you is a promise, independent of your awareness of me. Many things can block this awareness, but the major culprit is worry. The major culprit that blocks your awareness of me is worry. You're worried, is this guy the false Messiah? Is this the false prophet? Is this the Antichrist? Is this, there are many things that block your awareness, and the major culprit is worry because you don't trust all the way. You are still worried. Some are you. I know, I hear it. I know that, okay? Those are the many things that block your awareness. Okay, you're worried, should I listen to this guy? Should I trust him? Because I don't want to, get the wrong guy and then end up in hell. Those are the many things that block the awareness of me, is your doubt and your worry. I want you to understand I am all around you. Even out by the moon, I'm all around you. I'm inside of you. I'm like a cocoon of light. My presence is a promise, isn't it? My presence is indeed a promise. I am a man of my word. My word. And in my word, I said I would be back, right? Now, if you doubt that, those are the many things that block your awareness. Your culprit is worry, because my children tend to accept worry as an inescapable fact of life. However, worry is a form of unbelief. It's the opposite to me. Okay? I'm trust. If you're worrying, then that's a form of unbelief. Okay? Now, sit back and think about this. I want you to wrap your mind around this for a second. Ask yourself, who's in charge of your life? Who's in charge of your life? Because the government could start World War III at any time, and you don't have any charge of that. You don't have any control of that. Any kind of civil disobedience could go off at any time. You're not in charge of that. Who is in charge of your life? Because if it's you, then you have a good reason to worry then. Okay, remember we were talking about the culprit being worry? So if you think you're the one that's in charge of your life, well, maybe you have reason to worry. That's why everybody else is worrying right now, because they think they're in charge of their life. You have surrendered. You understand who is in charge of your life. You know it's not you, and you don't have that good reason to worry. Everybody else doesn't know, and they have good reason to worry. So, when I ask who's in charge of your life, if it is I, then worry is both unnecessary and counterproductive. Okay, so when you start to feel anxious about something, relinquish the situation to me. Try to back off a little bit from the situation. Try redirecting your focus to me, and I will either take care of the problem myself, or I might show you how to handle it. Because you're getting good at this. You're getting good at your salvage work. You're getting good that I could just hand it off to you. Say if I didn't make it out of surgery or something, you guys could continue on with this, the report and the show that I do. I will either take care of the problem myself or show you how to handle it. Okay? You have the capacity. Okay? In this world, you will have problems, but you need not lose sight of me. Okay? I am all around you like a cocoon. All around, watching from above, watching from inside. I feel it. And then we got every entity in the world coming around watching me. We got what was it? Where'd it go? Oh, I took it down. The advanced races from the past. The angels. You see those angels bowing in this video right here? Like stare right at this wooden board, and out of the periphery, you'll see the inside wing, inside shadow of the wing here. Wing coming up here, angel on his knees bowing. There's a second one back here. They're locked wing and wing bowing. Okay. I set up that camera to capture the kids sleeping because I captured angels over sleeping kids. I did this experiment for a reason. We set up the camera like this for a reason, and we captured angels bowing. Angels only bow to God. Okay? It's reassuring to see that. I am all around you. I am that cocoon of light. My presence is that promise. That promise is fulfilled. Many things block your awareness. It's worry. You're worried, oh, is this the guy? Is this, if I trust in him, am I going to be, deceived and trusting the wrong person, blah, 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 all that stuff. Those are all culprits. They make you worry. My children do not worry. Okay? We try not to. It's unnecessary. It's counterproductive. When you start to feel anxious, you start to worry, relinquish the situation. Back off of it. Redirect your focus to me. When you do that, I either take care of the problem or I show you how to handle it. You're going to be fine. You guys are doing awesome. You are having success. And you see how vital this is going to be in the upcoming days. As the media makes the world lose its mind, you will be able to stand. You won't be shaken. Because you have a foundation. You have a rock, don't you? You have a foundation. You have a rock. You have a friend. You have a king. You have a partner. Somebody who loves you, who misses you dearly. I miss you guys, okay? I love you. I miss you. And until my next show, I will be back. I'm a man of my word. I am already back, and the world shows the signs. You are truly blessed. You are caught up with me in the clouds. I like to meet my family, but I can't right now. I can meet you in the air, though, and that's what we do every night is we meet in the air. So you could be caught up with me in the clouds. Okay? You're already getting slices of heaven. You already see your victory in sight. Be that beacon of light. Get out there and shine as much as you can. I put you in dark places so that you can shine. Go out there, shine as much as you can into others' lives as these moments close. Okay, get as much as you can. Chalk up as many as you can. I love you. I miss you. Until my next show, I will be back. I am already back. Can't you tell?